everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Jerry Foreman Show today. Today with my cousin Ari from Atlanta, Georgia, and me, Jonah. So today's not going to be much. We're just talking about some NBA trades. A few NBA trades. Let's start with the big ones.
Yeah, we're going to start off with the Triple J trade. We're going to go to AD to the Wizards, trade to the Wizards, and then we're going to do some more minor trades like Ayo Dosunmu heading to the Timberwolves, which I think is a really cool trade.
Okay, let's start with the Dallas trade. So Anthony Davis is going to the Washington Wizards for Chris Middleton. Well, the Wizards are getting Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, and then Dallas is getting Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Tyus Jones, Marvin Bagley, first-round pick, and a first-round pick for the future.
Yeah, so first of all, the glaring thing here is that you traded Luka for Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a great look for the franchise, but you did get 2 first-round picks. They're not very high value.
Yeah, they could.
Actually, Golden State's pick might be pretty good because Steph's going to be in his twilight years, if not already retired.
He might be retired. I'm not sure.
I am a lot higher on A.J. Johnson than a lot of people. I think he's a great basketball player.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Washington getting Anthony Davis is really the huge thing here. I think they might have pulled the trigger on this too early. I think they should have kept the rebuild going for another 2 years. Because the worst thing you want to do is build up assets and then trade them away before they're ready. And I think that's what they did here.
My problem is, Anthony Davis will get hurt. So, his injury thing is a problem. There's always, as soon as he comes back from injury, after a week, he gets hurt. So, it's, a concern about that. But I feel like this is a fair trade. You got the Wizards, they got, D'Angelo Russell, he's not going to be there, long term. But if you need, a backup point guard or something to help with, Trey Johnson or someone, he's a good veteran. Dante Exum has playoff experience. Jaden Hardy has playoff experience. They can both come off the bench. If you're an injured player, they can play with them. For, the Dallas side, I think you're getting A.J. Johnson's still pretty young, has a lot of potential. I think Dallas has a few people that are veterans that can help him out.
And Chris Middleton's an expiring contract, which is good.
Marvin Bagley is drafted high, but hasn't really shown he's been crazy, so that's it. We go to the Warriors trade.
No, let's...
Zubac trade.
Let's do the Jaren Jackson Jr. deal.
Okay, that's going to be down here.
Yeah. So, obviously, the team trading Jaren Jackson was the Grizzlies, and he's heading to Utah. Yeah, I'm going to read the full trade. So, the full trade is to Utah, Triple J, Jock Landale, who got rerouted to Atlanta, John Conchar, and Vince Williams. And Memphis is getting Walter Clayton, Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and 3 future firsts. So, first and foremost, I think this is a great trade for the Jazz. They're getting 3 7-footers in their front court. They'll put Walker Kessler at the 5, Jackson.
But he's out for the season this year.
Yeah, but next season.
Because
Jackson's out. Jaren Jackson's out for the season.
He is out for the season as well.
Lauri Markkanen is at the 3. But the greatest thing is even though they're all 7-footers, that's their natural position. So I think they'll gel really well together, especially with the defense, because Walker Kessler's a great defender.
He's been in the race. You get Jaren Jackson Jr. and Walker Kessler, who have had they're always in the front running for defensive player of the year every year. So, yeah, I'm not they're probably not gonna make the playoffs next year. But if they could get a top 3 pick, get to Banster or Peterson or someone, I'm just being honest, they could actually go far in the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I think
everybody just don't get hurt. I
think some things that I really like about this is I really love Taylor Hendricks. I think anyone who's defensive minded and athletic can go really far on the NBA, so I think that's going to go pretty well. And Vince Williams Jr., I don't know if y'all watched the game, but he had 15 assists earlier in the season. So can be a really good playmaker, a really good point guard. And he's a good defender too. He's kind of bald, but it's okay.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, when I was watching Walter Clayton Jr. for the last year of March Madness, dude, he was hitting everything. I just feel like Memphis, he did pretty good here. I think Georges Niang, he's just not going to be that long. He's been around.
I think they actually either rerouted or cut Niang. I don't think he's still on the team.
I don't know what happened there, but you get 3 first-round picks. That's really big because you don't know how Jaren Jackson Jr. is good, but he's hurt, so you just don't know how much the future will look like.
Yeah.
Kyle Anderson's I don't know how great he is, but
Yeah.
he's just a veteran piece, I think.
I really liked him coming out of college. I thought he was going to be the next Magic Johnson. I really thought, 6'9", great playmaker. I thought he was going to go places. It just didn't turn out that way, but still a good basketball player, still someone who can give you good minutes. One thing I do hate, though, is that you traded away Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr., and you still have John Morant on the roster. You traded away two guys who bring a lot to the culture and the idea of the city of Memphis, and you kept the guy who has gun problems, who's not a great role model, and that really bothers me.
I feel like they definitely should. I feel like they definitely should have traded Ja, but I'm not really sure where he get traded.
Yeah, I don't know where the market for that is because
I saw some like Heat stuff.
Yeah,
play,
but
like Tyler
then
Hero,
who's going back to the Grizzlies? Is it like
Davion
Mitchell? That's a contract. It's like $12.5 million.
I feel like the main part of Memphis trade here was definitely getting Walter Clayton. I feel like he's. I feel like he was. Well, I think he is so good in college, but he's a little bit like I think he was a pretty old rookie. I'm not really sure.
He's really old. I think he's 24. All right, so that's it for that trade. Let's do Trae Young.
Okay, this was in my opinion, like it's like expected, like he would get traded to the Wizards because I think I was at home one night and Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum went playing against probably marching a game to play. I was like, they're probably gonna get traded, and I was probably correct about that. I just feel like I'm not really sure. I don't really know how old Trae Young is. I think he's not even 30 yet. I think
28. I think
somewhere. Corey Kispert's a decent bench player. He's a role player. I think he'd probably be 6th, 7th, 8th man a night. He could start some games, but not likely. He's just there for shooting purposes. CJ McCollum is not a long-term option because he's still. I think he's pretty old, but
yeah, he's
just
33.
He's a backup point guard who can have some games he scores 40, and Trae Young is
Yeah, I think my problem with this trade is Trae Young is considered a terrible defender, but you traded one bad defender for two bad defenders, and I don't know if that really makes you a net positive in the deal. And then also, Trae Young's in his prime. He, regardless of efficiency or shot selection, he's going to give you points and he's going to give you assists. I think he gels really well with Anthony Davis. I like that fit. But CJ McCollum, I don't love the way he plays the game. He's a good person off the court, but I've watched him take questionable shots. I watched a game between the Hawks and the Bucks, and I saw him put up a double-teamed, fully contested, mid-range game winner, and he missed it. And I think the shot selection thing.
I think he thinks he's like the best player on the team. Sometimes he's just not. Well, I think just like talking more about the Wizards, like coming in the season, like you knew they could be good if they never really got hurt because you didn't really trust Alex Sutter. He's gonna get hurt. Like you're young, so you have Trey Johnson, Keontae George, Saar, Davis, and Young. So that's probably a starting 5 next year. And then whoever you draft, that could be Peterson, Dubance, DeBoozer, Caleb Wilson. Those four, that could be a 6-man, and that's good.
I
you
think
just need more depth.
A good guy for Washington would be Jaden Quaintance. I don't think a lot of teams would take him because of the injury concerns. I think he's only played 5 games this year as of this recording. But anyone who can make a difference on the defensive end is someone who you want on your roster and who you want to develop.
And he's playing competition. SEC basketball is good, so you have all these
teams.
He was
at, where was he at last season?
Arizona State,
and he had a great season there.
He never played.
He didn't?
Yeah, it's an ACL injury.
Really? Okay.
He never played.
So, yeah. I think he had a season of college basketball,
I think if the Wizards get, they're going to have a top 5 pick, probably. Top 6. But they're probably going to find another pick around, 15 to 25 to a good area to draft him. Because who's your, third center? So you can have Jaren Jackson, Alex Saar. They could probably both start Shea Quince, a 7th or 8th man.
Yeah.
That's probably a good fit.
Tristan Vucevic.
He's okay.
Yeah. I also, the guy you didn't mention, Keyshawn George.
I did in the starting 5.
He's a great basketball player. I think
he could shoot. He had some game winners.
I think he's a 6'8" guard, and I like the idea of that. All right, so Moving on to the smaller trades. One that I really wanted to talk about is Ayo Dosunmu, going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think he's averaging around 15 points a game. He's a great defender.
15?
Yeah, 15. It's crazy. And he's a high motor guy, and I think that's going to go really well with the Timberwolves offense. And also, you got off two poor point guards. You got off Mike Conley, who's ancient. He's like 38. And you managed to get off Rob Dillingham, who I think was a mistake of a draft pick. I think San Antonio did a good job trading him on draft night for those 1 first in I think 2030.
I know you're talking to the Sumu trade, but the Knicks getting Jose Alvarado has been already amazing. Yeah. He had like 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists the other night. Dude, I think he had like 8 steals as well.
The way he plays the game is very impressive. He's a smart player, and to be there at such a young age, or as a short player, is very difficult.
I think another trade to talk about is the Celtics get Vucevic and the Anthony Simons to the Bulls. Something that I just question is, what are the Bulls doing? They have a bunch of young players who are guards who Rob Dillingham. Does he have potential? They have no centers. I don't know who their actual center is right now.
Jalen Smith. I love Jalen Smith.
That's it. Yeah. You got Zach Collins. I think he's still on the team.
He's out for the season.
Yeah, they have no depth. They're going to have to not be good. And try to get like a Chris Sinak from Houston or someone like that.
Yeah. Or JT Toppin is the guy I really like.
He's not a center, but he's more of a power forward.
But I think he's 6'11".
He can shoot some threes, but it's not like high.
But the league now, your position doesn't really matter. It's your fit with the other 4 guys on the floor.
It's all about threes now, but
yeah, but because like Chet Holmgren's not a center, but he can be the biggest guy out there. I think he's really plays more like a small forward or a power forward. But
Malcolm.
Markkanen, yeah.
Markkanen. He's a 7'1", 7 foot. He's playing a small forward. Like that.
Yeah.
It's not a position you play. Like Nikola Topic on the Thunder is 6'8", 9. Ben Simmons is 6'9", 6'10", maybe 7 foot, but he played point guard. Doesn't matter where you fit, but
yeah, speaking of Ben Simmons, what is he up to right now? Still on a yacht somewhere?
I think let's talk about the Boston. Nikola Vucevic is that could be really good. The Celtics are actually good right now without Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum could come back before the playoffs, but they get Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Vucevic.
Yeah. So
Pritchard, Sam Howell.
One thing I want to talk about with that is Jason Tatum. We recently had a report that he might not come back at all this season, and kind of by choice. And I wanted to talk about that because I think that's a good decision, actually, because the team is playing great right now. They're running a lot of pick and roll offense, where last year was kind of hunting the mismatch, and now there's a lot of screening, there's a lot of getting open. Hugo Gonzalez has been a great basketball player.
He's still very young.
Yeah, and then Nehemias Queta has really taken a step up. But if you look back to Jason Tatum's younger years, you have Gordon Hayward, who was on that roster, who got injured, and he came back. And when he came back, the team had played like 50, 60 games, and there was no chemistry. They were giving up shots to get the ball to him to try and get him warm, and it broke up their offense a little bit. So I think it's a smart decision for Tatum to sit out the rest of the season.
I don't know. If you win the first 2 rounds, if trying to make it to the conference semis, he should come back. He could probably be 7th or 8th man, but you got to be very safe.
Yeah, I think Jason Tatum is a very special kind of player because he's a star, but he doesn't play like a star, and he doesn't need the ball like a star.
Because you have other options.
Yeah, he can very easily defer to Jaylen Brown and be a spot-up corner shooter as he gets comfortable being back with that roster.
He might not even be able to play.
Yeah, like if you give him some of the Sam Hauser minutes and just play him in that role, maybe. But I really think it would be better for him to just see what the team can do this year and come back 200% instead of maybe the 80-90% he would be at coming back now.
Yeah, I think this is more like a later trade than the trade deadline, like right before the deadline even ended. No one really saw this, but I think this is really big. the Pacers got Zubac in the Celtics.
It reached a
The
Zubac.
Clippers, I mean, but that was I don't know what the Clippers are doing. They have a bad future. Oh, Darius Garland trade. That I'm not gonna talk about that. Darius Garland, Clippers stuff. But let's just talk about this. Pacers got Zubac. My thing is, as soon as I see this, I'm like, Halliburton's not gonna come back next year. The way. No,
He's not going to come back next year?
I mean, this year. I mean,
this year,
he's gonna be
you're right.
next year. But like, I'm looking to the future. Like, oh, they made the finals last year with this team, and who is their center?
Miles Turner.
He's on the team.
Yeah.
So they get, in my opinion, probably not as good as a shooter, but he's definitely better than Miles Turner.
Yeah.
You get him, Halliburton, Matthew's part of this trade. You get Nembhard, Neesmith. You have the people you want to contend next year, but this is just a very. I didn't think Zubac would get traded, but this is a very interesting trade.
I think for the Clippers, it's good. They're getting their future back, which is important because, James Harden's off the roster. I think that was good because he burns bridges. He doesn't bring a lot to a franchise outside of the regular season. I think getting rid of him before that was good. Darius Garland is a young guard. He's very good. He seemed to be very good with his teammates in Cleveland. Seemed to enjoy them. And also, getting Benedict Mathurin is huge. I think he's a guy who's very athletic. He can play 2-guard or he can be a small forward, and he'll do a lot.
But he's really good defensively.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't know if he doesn't get foul trouble, but Mathurin's, I think he leads the league in fouls.
You want to talk about the Keon Ellis deal? I really like that one.
And the Kuminga one first.
Yeah, we'll do Porzingis first. You can.
This was a weird trade. I think Kuminga was no one really wants him, but he wanted to get traded. The Warriors wanted to trade him. And this was my thing here was Kuminga is still, I think he's pretty young. Still, and he has a lot of potential. I still only think he fit in the Warriors system. This is a system where he can come in and could start. There's no Trae Young, but he's not the point guard. So Buddy Hield's a good shooter. I like that. Kuminga is defensive, but my worry for the Warriors getting Porzingis is injuries. He's always out for half the year every year.
Yeah.
And
that's a concern with a guy that big.
My thing now is what the Warriors' future will look like. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of I like hockey. I like the Penguins. They have all these old players, but what's their future? One good young player. Warriors have who are the young players? Podziemski.
Yeah, I think Pods is criminally overrated. I don't like him.
I don't know if they have anybody. Draymond's gonna be gone in a few years.
I think
Butler's gonna be gone in a few years. Curry's gonna be gone. I don't know.
I think
how does Porzingis help? He's an injury.
This is a organization that's drowning, and they're desperately trying to doggy paddle their way out of this, and that's not a trade that does that. Porzingis is a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work, and I think they're going to be moving on from him or Butler in a year, making a worse, more desperate deal, just trying to keep the Steph era alive. But it's time to move on. You need draft capital, someone to learn under Steph Curry. I like Mikal Brown Jr. for them.
Yeah, Louisville, but they have to trade up to get him.
Yeah, I think he's a top 7.
He had 45 in a night.
Yeah.
I was this is just crazy. I feel I'm just being honest. If the Memphis is really going to be bad in the next few years, why don't they go after they try to get Ja Morant? I think you could probably try to put in Porzingis and a few picks to get Morant, maybe a second and a first. That's what I.
But you want Ja Morant to go to the Warriors?
Yes. If Curry's gonna play every other night like LeBron does, why doesn't he play he's not a starter? So so let's talk about the Cavs. Chicago and the Sacramento trade. That trade was,
so this was a 3-team trade.
One of the first trades that went down. So.
Yeah, Keon, Dennis, and a 2-way player, Emmanuel Miller, brother of Leonard Miller, who's on the Timberwolves, are heading to Cleveland. The Bulls are receiving Dario Saric, which they flipped to another team, I think. He went to the Pistons, and then he got cut, I think. And then Sacramento receives DeAndre Hunter. I don't like this because DeAndre Hunter. Well, actually, I like this a little bit more than I did when it first happened because Zach LaVine is now out for the season. So I think, I think it happened today. He has a hand injury, but DeAndre Hunter, I think, is a 3-and-D player, and what we're seeing a lot recently is guys getting opportunity and all of a sudden being really, really good. Like, you have a guy like Dylan Brooks, who nobody thought was a scorer, and now he's averaging 22 a game. That's crazy. I think DeAndre Hunter is a guy who could benefit from something like that. But
he plays on the worst team in the NBA, the Kings.
But the Kings are irrelevant. And they have DeMar DeRozan, who plays roughly his position.
Sabonis probably will get traded this offseason.
Yeah, and then
he could be a Warriors option.
I love this for the Cavs because DeAndre Hunter was really good for them the second half of last season, coming from my Hawks, and I regret trading him as a Hawks fan, but he was good in Cleveland second half of last season. This season has been very disappointing, but Keon Ellis is one of the best. I actually don't think he's a good perimeter defender, but he is good at getting steals. So I don't know. I don't know how much of a system defender he is than gambling and getting steals, but I do like him. Dennis Schroeder is adding another team to his package.
So many teams.
Yeah, I think he's a good player. And then Emmanuel Miller is not really gonna move the needle. He's maybe in the G League.
It's like more of a develop person, like see what he can do. If you know he's not good.
Is he a guard? I don't know.
Yeah, if Miller is a good, I think he's probably good as well.
Those are really the big things that I have.
Oh, McCain.
McCain to the Thunder. So, Oklahoma City gets Jared McCain. Philadelphia receives a 2026 first-round pick, which is their own.
That might be really high.
And that could be 3 seconds. What do you think about this?
I think this is pretty good. I know, in my opinion, I think McCain is... I'm not, he's probably fully back from his ACL injury. He just dealt with a few injuries this year. I don't think he's fully 100%. But I feel like last year, he never got hurt last year. He probably won the Rookie of the Year.
No, maybe it was number 1 in Rookie of the Year talks at the beginning of the season. People forget about that, but it's a good basketball player.
My thing for this is why I don't know. I don't really. He fits on the Thunder, but he's not going to play. He's like the 8th or 9th man on the bench.
Yeah.
But my worry about this for Philadelphia is the 3 future second-round picks. Those are not going to be good. I think the main worry is the 2026 first-round pick Philadelphia is getting. That could be the 30th pick.
Thunder are getting the Thunder are getting Philadelphia is getting that pick.
That could be 30. That's like 4.
That will be the 30th pick, most likely.
That is 4 second-round picks for McCann.
Yeah.
That is not good. So I don't think.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do trade grades here. I'm probably gonna give Oklahoma City a B+ and Philadelphia a C-. That is just not. That's 4 second-round picks for McCann. Who's
I don't think you can really put a grade on this trade for me for the Philadelphia 76ers because first of all, their team is kind of weird guard-wise because you have Tyrese Maxey, who's very good. You have Quentin Grimes, who they're probably using this trade to clear room to re-sign. And you also have VJ Edgecombe. And then, so you have guys that are taking up those minutes that are eating away from Jared McCain, who would be very valuable on other teams. So I think getting rid of him, I don't like it, but I feel like someone needed to go. And I think he was the odd man out because of the injury concerns. But he's going to be something in this league. He might not be anything crazy, but I think he can be a 40% three-point shooter and an average defender.
I think that's...
At least not a liability defensively.
I think the last trade before we get off is the Cavs get Harden and then the LA receives Garland. I feel like this... If I'm being honest, I feel like LA is in Clippers are they're kind of desperation though, because you're kind of getting. I think Garland's a younger option than Harden. Well, he is, but you're trying to get more younger. Because I don't know how long Kawhi has left. You traded Zubac. I don't really know. So LA got Darius Garland in a second. That's not going to be anything worthwhile. And Cleveland gets James Harden. my thing here is, like Cleveland with Mitchell, Jarrett Allen, Mobley, and now Harden. That's good, but my thing is who they have their depth pieces. They have no Matai Jerome. He's not there. So like they don't really have depth. Hunter Tyson. No.
Jalen Tyson.
Jalen
Tyson.
Tyson.
You're thinking of Hunter Tyson's on the Nets.
He just got traded, but yeah, Jalen Tyson's pretty good. He's like he can start some nights, but
yeah, I also love Dean Wade on that roster.
Dean Wade,
and
he's
then
good.
Keon Ellis, depth piece.
Oh yeah,
Dennis Schroeder, depth piece. Craig Porter Jr. is a depth piece. I love this trade for the Clippers, and I absolutely hate this trade for the Cavs. They got a decade older and I guess 2 inches taller.
Harden can have 40s a few nights, but it's not gonna happen.
But it's not the on the court thing. It's what can he do in the playoffs, and that's basically nothing. He's a liability in the playoffs because teams figure him out. It's not a sustainable thing to just keep doing things when he's gonna have 7 points in a game 7.
Yeah, it's not like really want something. I think before we get off, this is like more of a NBA show because he knows a lot about NBA. So I know like spring training for baseball starts 2 weeks, I think. So we haven't really talked about Pirates. I just haven't made a podcast because I've been very busy with like the tests and homework and stuff. But before we get off, I would like really want to talk about what the Pirates have done and what I think they're gonna figure out for the next years. We never talked about this, but they got Marcell Ozuna. He is a very, very good hitter. Who 2 years ago had 40 home runs. Last year he had 21 home runs. But yeah, he was injured for a little bit and he had a down year. But in my opinion, like he can hit 15 home runs a few days. So I like that deal. I think the Pirates signed him on a good deal, 1 year, $12 million. Just a 1 year option. He could probably retire after the season. I feel like if the Pirates want to make the playoffs, I think they probably will make the playoffs in my opinion, but I'm not sure. They can go a little bit further, I think. But we got a playoff experienced pitcher, Jose Quidiri. He could probably play some bullpen and stuff, but the Pirates just announced Clement Wolzowski will start, I think, a few games. So Quidiri might be a relief pitcher. I think he's like the Clement Wolzowski rule last year. He's not gonna go far. He's probably gonna pitch 3 or 4 innings at the game, and like maybe come in like a relief pitcher. Like Madsen will come in and throw 2 innings. Kyle Nicholas will go in there 2 innings. Mason Montgomery just got from the Rays will go in there. Like Santana and stuff. Yeah, I think the Pirates are done. I think the Pirates are done doing stuff. I feel like we're ready. I feel like the infield's looking really good. I feel like the Ozuna ad I don't really know, cause some problems. I think he likes the clubhouse. My problem is I think we might just need a little bit more depth in the outfield. With Castellanos getting released a few days ago going to the Padres, I want to get him. I'm just not relying on Jack Sawinski, who's not probably the worst hitter in the MLB right now. That's in the majors. Garcia for the Red Sox, the password. I don't know if he's fully ready. He played a few games. I'm not really sure if he's all there yet. I think the pitching is really good. Skeens, Keller. Jared Jones will not be back until May or June. That's my problem. I think he's throwing pretty good, but I don't know why he won't be back. But that is going to be mostly it. I don't know all he went to play. I think he went to play some basketball. But that's to be it for the podcast. Olympics are happening. Norway is in first, Italy is in second, USA is in third. I'm guessing I'm watching a little bit of hockey. Canada will probably take the gold in hockey, but that's gonna be mostly it.
Do you want to do like a quick college and draft talk? Like 5 minutes.
Do a podcast tomorrow about it, but
okay.
That's gonna be mostly it. We might come out with a podcast tomorrow about some. We might do a mock draft. We might do some scouting about that. But not like a full draft, but only like top 10
just
picks.
probably just the lottery and then some interesting sleeper picks we have.
Yeah, that's me mostly it.
Thank you.
Probably the first time I will be on in probably maybe the only time he'll come on in years. So thank you guys for listening. Sorry I haven't done the podcast in a while. We'll get some more up there. Okay. Bye.
Bye.